Just how much did I spend rebuilding the engine on this R56 Mini Cooper S? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Before we get into things, make sure you give this one a like. It really does help me out and it shows your appreciation. Now then, this video is one that quite a few of you guys have been anticipating for a while. So you guys want to know exactly how much I've spent rebuilding my first ever engine. And yeah, let's just say it was a lot. I spent a lot of money on parts that, you know, people wouldn't have even have dreamed replacing when just doing a simple engine rebuild. But I wanted to go the full way. You know, I didn't want to cut any corners. I didn't want to, you know, put things to chance. I know these engines are notorious for a whole bunch of different problems, and I just wanted it to be reliable for, you know, the foreseeable future. If I plan on keeping it or if I plan on selling it, I just want it to be good and, you know, golden for as long as possible, really. So yeah, we've replaced pretty much everything on this engine that we could have, really, within reason. So yeah, we've done a hell of a lot. But yeah, I do have the numbers of every single part that I have bought, and, you know, a few parts that I have had sent to me by various different companies. I'll go into everything. I'll go into all of the figures. Now, when it came to doing the engine on this, obviously there's been a lot of different costs as well with the rest of the car. I've done the front subframe, suspension components, a few interior bits and that as well. Still loads left to do on the car, but yeah, this video is just going to be purely on the engine rebuild, and possibly could be what you could expect to pay if you plan on doing things properly yourself. But yeah, you guys don't want to hear me waffling too much, I'm sure, so we are just going to get into the figures. Now, I just want to say, this engine, I bought this car, of course, with a blown engine. It was down compression on one of the cylinders. Turned out it was just an exhaust valve that had completely blown. But after further inspection, and this is where I'm very glad that I'd done a full engine rebuild, checked all of the tolerances on, you know, the cylinders, and they were all out of spec. So if I was just to put the engine back together as it was, then, you know, they would have all just been burning oil. So yeah, it wouldn't have been a good engine, so to speak. So yeah, I'm glad that I did definitely do a full engine rebuild. And if you're planning on doing one of these yourself and it has like something like a burnt valve, check all of the cylinders, because chances are they will be out of spec and you'll just be burning oil. So yeah, you're wasting your time pretty much, in my opinion. So with all of these cylinders out of spec, then we decided to go for a rebore. Now, I'm not going to lie, I took that to Barham Engines. Me and Lee, we recorded the video together. He agreed to do that free of charge, but I'm pretty sure that would have only been about £100 or so anyway. I think they only charge like between £25 and £50 per cylinder to rebore and rehone. So yeah, it wouldn't have been a massive expense, but that was pretty much all the machining that I had done to the engine. You know, I checked all of the other tolerances, you know, with a micrometer. Obviously checked the crankshaft. They were all within spec, so I didn't have to get it, you know, ground or anything like that. But yeah, so to start off, we would have had to spend £100 to £200 getting the block rebored and rehoned. Next thing then, of course, next cost, you could say, would have been the piston and piston rings. Oversized piston rings, 0.5mm oversized. Again, I got them sent to me from a company. I'll leave all of the links for all of the products that I installed down in the description box below. But yeah, they would have been £240, which I really don't think that is bad. Like, I think that's very good for a set of oversized piston and piston rings, and they were all like bang on perfect, by the way, as well. So yeah, top piston and piston rings. Next thing probably would have been the timing toolkit. Again, I did get this sent from a company, but this would have only been about £40 or so. So not really a massive expense. But now we'll get into the things that I did by myself, and yeah, there's quite a few parts, so get ready for it. So in no particular order, this is pretty much everything I've spent to, you know, get the engine up and running. So then, fuel filter, £18. And by the way, just want to say I've used all genuine OEM parts. Obviously they're not genuine Mini or BMW parts. A lot of them are actually, but most of them are just the genuine OEM, you know, genuine parts that the manufacturer used from factory, essentially. So for example, you know, the thermostat, they used a Marley thermostat from factory. There's no point getting a Mini or BMW one, it's just going to be a Marley thermostat. So yeah, that's basically what I do. And there's no point buying parts from the dealership if it's not, you know, if it's not actually made by the manufacturer, which a lot of parts aren't. So yeah, fuel filter, £18, cabin filter, £15, oil filter, £6, air filter, £9. Don't worry, it gets into the more interesting stuff pretty soon. Sump gasket, £20, exhaust gasket, £20, oil filter housing gaskets, £8, throttle body gasket, £3, intake manifold gaskets, £3, coolant and distilled water. So I think I bought 5 litres of coolant, and then I don't know, I think I bought a good sort of 10 litres of distilled water. I didn't even need it all in the end because the entire system only takes about 5 litres. So yeah, that was £30 anyway. New rocker cover, that was £113. Turbo gaskets, I think that was the turbo rebuild kit, £25 that was. Crankshaft seal, I'm not sure which one this is, I've just wrote crankshaft seal, that was £8. Vacuum pump, that was £96, that's a genuine Peerberg one. Crankshaft pulley, £37. New injectors, yes, I wanted to swap out all of the fuel injectors, £175, which I really don't think is too bad for direct injection, you know, genuine Bosch fuel injectors. Rear engine mount, £18. Head bolts, £17. Thermostat, £48. Timing chain kit, £84. AC dryer, because we of course drained the AC system, £22. Rear coolant pipe, £13. That's a transfer pipe. Rinso seal, that's the sealant that I used, that's £15. Another crankshaft seal, I guess the earlier one I mentioned was either the front or the rear, and this is the other one. That was £11 for this one. All new ignition coils, £72. All new spark plugs, £35. Valve stem seals, £17. New sump plug, £2. Oil pressure switch, £5. New water pump, £29. Tensioner, I'm guessing that's one of the tensioners, £28. That's one of the drive belt tensioners, that'll be. The drive belt itself, £9. I think that was the incorrect one though, I'm sure I've got another one down here. Tensioner, £50, so that'll be the other tensioner. Water pump pulley / friction wheel, £16. New clutch kit, so I installed a Sachs clutch kit, £120. Oil pump chain kit, £36. New flywheel, £224. Again, genuine Sachs flywheel. Engine assembly lube, £7. Coolant sensor, I guess that's the coolant temperature sensor. I don't actually think I needed that because I'm sure it came in the new thermostat, but that was £10 anyway. New alternator pulley, £18. New voltage regulator, again for the alternator, £30. PAG 46 compressor oil, that is for the AC compressor and to lube up the O-rings, that was £10 for that. New oil cooler gaskets, £7. Head gasket, £23. Fuel hose, £70. That's the fuel hose that goes to the high pressure fuel pump from the fuel hose underneath the car, from the from the tank. A new oil pump, that was £175. Vanos gear, so the the variable valve timing camshaft gear, that was £60. New Vanos solenoid itself, that was £55. New high pressure fuel pump, £461, and that was a good price for that as well. Turbo oil feed and return kit, £65. That was the whole kit that I got from Mamba. Exhaust valves, so of course one of the exhaust valves had blown, but I just decided to replace all of them. Obviously the intake valves, they were fine, just cleaned them up and obviously lapped them in. Done the same with the exhaust valves as well, of course. But yeah, eight valves for £40, and they were good, genuine. I think they were FAI valves, so not like some cheap Chinese ones. But yeah, £40 for 8 valves, very good. Thrush washers, they were £9, but I didn't end up using them in the end. If you want to know why, go back to the part 1 of the engine rebuild, I explain it in there. Main bearings, £33. They were King main bearings, and big end bearings, again King, £30. All of the AC O-rings totaled £17. Blind plugs, that's the metal caps that cover the mains bolts next to the sump. Actually had to buy a second set of those because I need to reseal them. Main bearing bolts, direct from BMW, £32. Gearbox input shaft seal, £18. Gearbox output shaft seal, so of course there's 2 of these, £48. These are all things that you can only get direct from BMW. Gearbox screw plugs, I'm guessing that's the fill and drain plugs, but they were £15. Non-return valve, I'm guessing that's the non-return valve for the Vanos, that is £10. Rod bolts, just £8, £1 each for the rod bolts. Rocker cover, wire cover, I think that's the cover that sits on the front of the rocker cover, which covers the wiring for the ignition coils, that was £23. Lower timing guide bolts, so yeah, I believe there is 2 guide bolts at the bottom. They were £26, and the upper one, that was £11. Of course, they come with all new O-rings. This is something you could just, you could obviously use your old guide bolts and just replace the O-rings, but I wanted to do everything brand new if possible. Turbo coolant hoses, so I replaced all of the turbo coolant hoses, £120 in total. A camshaft piston ring, so on the intake camshaft there is 2 piston rings on the end, and they were £9 to replace them. I've just wrote £10 for cleaning materials. I think that's a bit of an underestimate because yeah, I spent a lot more than that on brake cleaner and whatever else. So I don't know where I got the £10 from. Maybe that's just for cloths and things like that, I don't know. Vacuum hoses, £14. That was for some silicone vacuum hoses. I had to cut various different bits and pieces to use them. New clutch fork, that was £39. Clutch guide bush, £24. Clutch fork pressure pin, £3. New sump, £25. Plastigauge, that's just so I could check the oil clearances. That was £8. New secondary water pump for the turbo, that was £85. New throttle body, my original one crumbled to bits, so that was a biggie, £150 for that. Coolant expansion tank, genuine Marley one, £38. The original oil, so the running in oil, that Miller's multi-grade motorsport running in oil, that was £25. Had to buy a new head gasket. Basically, I forgot to install the washers on the head bolts, so yeah, so second head gasket, £25. Sorry, second head gasket was actually £45. I don't think I wanted to wait to, wait over a month to get a new one, so I spent a bit more on the second one. Second set of head bolts, £25, and then the head bolt washers themselves, they were £12. I didn't want to use the original, I just wanted to, be sure and, use brand new ones. Had to buy another drive bat, as I mentioned, the original one didn't fit. £13. I've just got a heat shield, £15. This is the small heat shield that goes around the oil feed pipe on the turbo. And then I've just got bolts, £3. I'm sure there would have been, a few more bolts that I've probably missed, but that's all I've got on there. So I have no idea how much that has added up to. I'm guessing it's a fair amount. But yeah, hopefully that gives you some rough idea how much you could expect to pay to, rebuild / refurbish your engine in one of these cars. In my opinion, if you are doing it, you may as well go the whole way, especially if you are doing it yourself, of course. If you are paying somebody else to do it, then, you're talking a lot of money even again. But yeah, I'm glad that I have done it. Like I said, I want this car to be reliable for the future, for me and for the next possible owner. And yeah, I think we've done a good job overall, and it's been a very good learning experience as well. So yeah, hopefully that has answered a few of your questions, and hopefully it helps any of you out there in the future that are maybe watching this back. Like I said, I will leave links for everything that I've used or included in the description box below. I'll try and find the best prices around, so you're not having to, spend your days and nights trying to scour the web. I'll try and leave links for everything as well. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you all have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one.